New Edition. As solo acts in the 90s, they became superstars in their own right. Now they're back. Bobby Brown, Ralph Tresvant, Belle Biv DeVoe and Johnny Gill. New Edition return with their superb new album, Home Again. 13 brand new tracks, including the hit single, Hit Me Off. New Edition, Home Again, from our price and all good record stores, out now.
The Drum and Bass Show with Fabio, 12 to 2 on KISS. Fabio, rolling out the purest beats.
A big shout going out to my lovely sis. Going out to Judy down there in Streatham. Thanks a lot. Also going out to Marcia and the whole of your crew. Saying hello. Also going out to my niece Chanel, who started her secondary school this week. My little shorty. Also sending this one out to everyone that attended Tempo last night. Picking up where Speed left off. Me and the Grooverider had an excellent session down there. Really a good night for the first night. So look out for that. That's each and every Thursday. Tempo, open Speed members and so forth. And that was rocking. It's like coming home. Here's the sounds of Wax Doctor, a remix of Saint-Germain. And I was really into the Todd Edwards mix of this. Right, this Wax Doctor mix is rolling. Big hello going out to Wax and the rest of the boys, PIM, Pulse, Professor Stretch, Alex Reese, the Lots, the whole crew, Underwolves. Keep the faith. The Alabama Blues, Wax Doctor, coming to you live. This is what this one's going out to. I've always got something to say about cab drivers, but I just had the weirdest experience with a cab driver in a week. He could actually eat. He had a cream cracker in his mouth and he actually ate it without touching it. Meaning, at the end of the day, he had the cream cracker in his mouth and he chomped every crumb without touching it. I said to him, listen, mate, you should be in a circus, mate, not driving cabs. And it wasn't a lovely sight either, and that's the God honest truth. Trust me on that. I've had that cab driver twice and I have refused to drive in the car with him now. That's it. End of story. Sending that one out to Grooverider. Easy Rider. It's the sessions. The jazz step coming up at 1. We're having fun on Kiss. Sending this one out to Katie, Callie and Bricks. Residing on the hill. Also sending this one out to my homeboy, Tim Westwood. Keeping it real every single time. Also going out to the Brixton crew. Everyone chilling out, listening in my manner. That's right. Also sending respects, going out to Jumping Jack Frost, Brian G and the whole crew. Friday night sessions.
soothe your mind.
100% original pirate style. Kiss 100.
Kiss 100% stamina. Nobody can funk for longer. Nobody.
Sound of Vexed and a track entitled Adrift. Nice tune. Sending that one out to Phil, Lance, everyone down there at Vinyl Distribution. Also remember, the Promised Land CD mix is out on the streets. Big hello going out to Justin and the rest of the Promised Land. Massive. Also sending a big hello going out to Vicky. Good to see you last night, getting down. Also sending this one out to Colin Dale, Kiss FM's techno leader. Not forgetting Trevor and the Japanese connection. Seiji and G-Force. From the Close Encounters EP. Messing with those beats. Sending that one out to the mighty Dillinger. Not forgetting Lemon D. The rest of the Metalheads crew. Kemi and Storm. Doc Scott. The Grooverider. Sci-fi technicians. Right, a little gig guide coming up in around 10 minutes time. We've got the jazz step at 1. Time is already beckoning, so time to move on. The sound of DJ Pulse. A little thing entitled Expands, different business. Sending this one out to Mark Gilmore, the Innermost Crew. Not forgetting the mighty Cleveland Watkiss. Well, summer seems like it's gone for another year. It went so quickly. Remember, we only get around 12 weeks of summer. But today was a nice day. Sending this one out to LTJ Bookham, MC Conrad, and Good Looking. Not forgetting homeboys like Skelly, Easy Skull, Renegade Soldier. Also the two troopers, Wayne and Raph.
We got expand. We got expand.
The sound of DJ Pulse expands. It's that time. Sending that one out to MCGQ. GQ, you're in. That's all I can say. We're spreading the vibe, spreading the happiness. Remember, next week in this chair, the Grooverider, the Sci-Fi King. Make no doubt about that. The rider's coming with some Independence Day kind of destruction next week, believe it. Because he's on that tip right now, with nothing stopping that guy. Right, now time for the gig guide. A lot of things going on. New Year's Eve totally booked up already. Yeah, it's like that. But we're talking about the forthcoming weekend and the near future. Tonight I'll be down on the second leg of the Metalheads tour down there in Norwich, the waterfront. Those spinning on the decks will be Kenyon Storm, Doc Scott, myself and the Grooverider. That's at the waterfront in Norwich, so if you fancy a trip, about 130 miles. You ain't got nothing better to do, come down and check it out. If you live in Norwich, you're safe. But that's tonight, and that's going to be rolling. Tomorrow night, you've got London Calling down there at the London Bridge Arches, a really nice venue. And you've got DJs covering the source and spectrum of the underground. DJs include Dr. Bob Jones, Giles Peterson, Pressure Job, etc., etc. And I'll be spinning 2 till 4, drum and bass in the place. That's down at London Calling, London Bridge Arches tomorrow night. Check that out. That is going to be a real session if it's anything like the last one. That's going to be brewing in there. Also Sunday night, the now legendary Metalhead sessions. Myself and the Grooverider back to back. Those worries. And also the man called Pesce, 3 the hard way. Down there at the Metalheads. Remember, get down there early. It's around the block at the moment. So you've got to catch that. Starting from 7, finishing 12:15. Metalheads at the Blue Notes. Also next week, Wednesday, PM Scientists. A little club that's been chugging along for a little while, getting the props at the moment. Myself and Subject 13 down there for a little session. Big hello going out to Zoe and Damien. Also all those down at Future Tracks. So that's PM Scientist next week, Wednesday, and also the Tempo, raising the tempo, 3-hour session in there next week. Alongside DJ Addiction down there at the Mars Bar. We've created the vibe already, so come down and enjoy. Got to say hello to all my compatriots on Creative Source, including Big Bud, Intense, Subject 13, Carlito, Origination. Got to say thanks to all the artists that have sent over dub plates recently, or DATs, I should say. Inundated. Yeah, it's like that right now. So, a quick run through. Tonight, Norwich, the waterfront. Tomorrow, London Bridge, London Calling. Sunday, the Metalheads. Wednesday, the PM Scientists. Thursday, the Tempo. That's enough to be getting on with. So if you want to come down and enjoy this kind of music, I hope you had pen to paper and write down a few of those names. Right, time to answer that phone because it's doing my head in, because you get a flashing light in here when the phone rings. Go and check who it is.
Get done with.
about to slip into the jazz step. Sending that one out to Rob Haig, alias Omni Trio. It's got excellent new album out if you want to check that. Haunted Science and Moving Shadow. Respect, Rob. Also going out to Deep Blue. Rob Layford, Lady Caroline. Moving Shadow. Sending that one out to the Goldicus. Back in the country soon. Chilling on the beachfront right now. Beats on that are sharp like a razor. Sending that one out to Rupert Fotek, Beats Master.
Ready for the jazz step.
Very political. These people offend easy.
sounds of Subject 13, a track entitled Good Guys, Bad Guys. Right, telling you about a little something. Whoops, a little something coming up soon. MC50 presents Champions of Champions. And that's Saturday the 14th of September this year, of course, at the Theatre Factory, Tyson Street, London E8. And DJs on the night will be Grooverider, Jumping Jack Frost, Ron Randall, Brocky, Det, SL and Flirt. And the MCs on the night will be Moose, GQ and Chalky White in the soulful underground grooves room. Try saying that when you're knackered. Mikey B, Jason H, Ramsey, Carl Tough Enough Brown, Timmy Magic and DJ Spoonie. That's MC50 presenting Champion of Champions down there in East London. Right, we're going to take another pause for a cause. Back after that with a little jazzy something. dust settled on that track. The free fall, a lot of people talking about it. A lot of people dancing to it. The Pesce remix, talking loud. I'm going to take the last pause for a cause back after that.
And now time for more money-saving tips from McDonald's. So let's go to line 6. Hello, who's there?
It's Jamie.
Hello, Jamie, where are you from?
I'm from Ohio.
Now, you've got a money-saving tip for us, I hope.
Yes, I do.
What's that?
And sex special. Interviews with
sound of DJ Stretch, the Underwolves, brand new. Serious business. Right, next week Saturday, Higher Limits and the End presents another In the Promised Land session. In the main room, myself, the Grooverider, Chemistry and Storm, Slipmaster J, and a live full band appearance from the man called Adam F, one of the most versatile producers. Catch him live and direct. Also in the house room, we've got Ollie Redeye, Femi B, the Idiot Boys, and Jerry B. That's the Promised Land next week Saturday. Remember, catch Adam F live band, pushing the boundaries. And that's at the end. A big hello going out to Leo and the rest of the guys down there. Also, do remember their Promised Land CD out in the shops. Catch that. All right, about another 35 minutes or so. The time now, 1:25. Remember, catch Grooverider, the man himself, in the hot seat next week.